Hello, everybody at Madison High School, and welcome to Halloween week. Woohoo! So in this week, we're gonna kind of do a little bit of a segue before we get into some of our heavy-hitting literature topics, and your annotated bibliography and all of that good stuff, to have a little bit of Halloween fun. So, what I wanted to take us some time to kind of walk you through is a couple of different things. But the first is this week and kind of what we're doing. I'm going to go through a little bit of a slideshow here for you. And what I would like you guys to do is annotate this piece, Why We Crave Horror Movies by Stephen King. And I did put some points in here that I'd like you to annotate for. These are not necessarily things that you have to look for, but these are things that you can be thinking about as you are reading. In addition to this, what you are doing when you're like playing around and kind of getting a smattering of literature, what we're going to do is you're going to make a little pumpkin. And so when you click on this, you'll see that there are a lot of different links here. Now, these are just suggestions. If there is a different piece that you would like to watch that's like spooky or has a spooky vibe and you want to do it, please by all means go ahead. Take the most time that you want, enjoy it. But one thing that I did want to make sure that you were clear on is that it is a bit of a practice on CER. It's just with a piece that is darker. So choose a short story, a poem, or a piece of media, anything that you can access on your school computer, and then you're going to print out a little pumpkin, or if you want to do it digitally, that's totally fine with me. And in the CER, you are going to create a thesis for that piece, and then you're going to create your topic sentences for the segments of the pumpkin, and then you're going to use the leaves as your evidence. And just have fun with it, like really play, pick something that you really enjoy, practice your skills, but also just have a good time. And so I hope that you enjoy that. I think that it's a really fun thing to do for Halloween week. And I do hope that you guys are doing fun stuff for your Halloween. Okay. So kind of moving on, I know that there are a couple of questions regarding the presentation. And so this week, the folks that are brave enough to go first are Corbin, Colton, and Katie. And so once they have posted their presentations, um, you are the instructions are here for everybody, but basically you're going to focus in on a piece of media or like it doesn't necessarily have to be like a picture or a film, but it could be like a painting or a political cartoon. And you're going to analyze the rhetorical effect of that piece. The goal here is that you are going to be using the same topic that you end up using for your annotated bibliography. However, they don't necessarily have to be the same. So if you feel like that is just kind of too much to process right now, I totally respect that. Go ahead and you can go ahead and get started, and you can still do the exact same um, presentation and just do a different topic later. So you can decide if they dovetail or not. But the presentation instructions are here. And so before your week, take some time, really look through the instructions, make sure that you pick a good media artifact, make sure that you feel like you can walk us through the space cat of that media artifact, and then make sure that you record it and use some embedded video or audio clips, something that is interactive so that other people can kind of like engage with what you're talking about. It needs to be between 3 and 5 minutes, but it does need to be viewable to your whole classmates. So if you are one of the people presenting this week, then of course we'll give you a little bit of grace so that you have some time to put everything together. But everybody in class should be giving you responses by Sunday. Okay, I think that that is it for housekeeping. And again, like if you get a little overwhelmed or if you feel like you need some time to process, just let me know what you need. But I do have your instructions for the annotated bibliography here. and your core assignments that are going here, so you can always reference those if you are unclear on what to do next. Okay, on that note, let's go ahead and start some spooky stuff. Okay, all right. So as you are delving into horror, take some time to really look into Why We Crave Horror Movies by Stephen King. And we already went over the to-do list for the week. So this week, these are some of the points that I want you to be thinking about when you're reading Stephen King. And this is written in 1981, and so it kind of exists within a bit of a cultural framework as well. But I want you to be thinking about like what is King's claim regarding why people crave horror, and like, do you agree with that? Or do you think that there are other reasons that people enjoy those types of films? Does he use logic, emotions, credibility? Where does he do that? And then think about like his imagery and word choice, right? These are things that we've been talking about so far. And so, where do you see those come out in this piece? And do you agree? So, there are a couple of things on here for the Halloween week, and this is a lovely little podcast from This American Life, and it just has a lot of Halloween stories. This is for enjoyment. It's not attached to an assignment, but it is really fun. So have some fun with it. And all right. So I have these two clips that are linked on the presentation. I'm not going to play them on this video because technology can sometimes just be really complicated when we're projecting these. So what I would do if you were in class with me is I would walk you through these clips and talk about like why they're suspenseful and what makes them effective. So if you want to delve into those and you feel like you can, they are mature audiences only. So just kind of be aware of that as you approach them, but they're really good for suspense. All right. And then here's some more spooky stories as you go. Okay. So as you are making your spooky pumpkins this week, really have fun picking a piece of media. But here are some different pieces that you can explore. One is one of my favorites by an author that you may or may not be familiar with, Neil Gaiman. He has had some problematic stuff come out in the media lately, so like just be aware of that. But other than that, like I just want you to know, like some of this is like a really great spooky story. He does a really good job of establishing atmosphere and ambiance, and so this is another really cool option if you want to explore it in more detail. All right. And so what I want you to be thinking about if you do that is how the story uses specific words to create an atmosphere of creepiness and where you notice elements of foreshadowing. And there's another piece on here called His Face All Red. And if you were in class with me, I would really love to run through that with you and like how it creates atmosphere through color. It's a really cool story. Um, all right. So when we're thinking about suspense in storytelling and the writing techniques of storytelling, what we're looking for is how we create suspenseful settings that create feelings of uncertainty, right? And then as that progresses, we're also thinking about like images of decay or leaves or feelings of neglect, peeling paint, things that are like atmospheric of something that's unsettling, right? So you also have weather that can create elements of suspense. In one of the clips, The Haunting of Hill House, it's the long shot. There's also fog that causes limited visibility. So that's why it's one of the things that Halloween is usually really well known for. And the state of suspension. So if you watch The Haunting of Hill House, you'll really enjoy that, the unknown and uh, oop, the delays, because those delays in the suspense always makes it more uncertain and more freaky as it goes. All right, so kind of wrapping up here. Um, these are other elements of suspense. So as you are putting together, let me go back a little bit. As you are putting together your pumpkins this week, I want you to be kind of specifically thinking about what you enjoy about suspense and what you enjoy about horror. And if you don't like horror, then what kind of stories like can you enjoy that are suspenseful? And I'm just interested to see what you guys have to say. And also, I love to see these presentations. Please reach out to me with any questions, and I hope you all have a really great week. Bye.